2 chords. Most songs have more than that. It's amazing that I found as many 1 chord songs as I did. Because there hardly any songs have 1 chord, except the one we just played is a round, so it has 1 chord. That was Are You Sleeping, if you didn't recognize it. Anyway, the easiest chord change to do is the one that we show the kids, which is to go between a C and a G7. And you can do, because you can do it with 1 finger, you can do the 1 finger C and the 1 finger G7. And you're just moving your finger back and forth between the B string and the E string first fret. So put where number 4 is in your scale, that would be the easy C chord. And then put it in the same spot on your E string, and that would be the G7 chord. So we're going to be going back and forth between these. If you know how to play the full chord and you can go that fast, you can use them. You can use a 2-finger C and you can play 4 strings. Okay, and does anybody want to pick? No? Okay. So on the board, I don't know if you can see my red letters, but the top row it says 1115 with a little 7 by it. I'm just going to say 5. Those are Roman numerals. And then it reverses 5551. That is a chord progression. It's a pattern made up out of 2 chords, which means I'd play whichever my 1 chord is 3 times, and then the 4th time I would play the 5 chord. Then I'd play that 3 times and go back to the 1 chord. And if with the 2 chords we used, if we start on C as our 1, we have C, D, E, F, G becomes our 5. So that would be the G7 chord, which is this position. Yeah, if you knew the full chord, you know how G was like this, it's still those same 2 plus that. But we can't change fast if you're doing that. So we're just going to use the 1 finger C. So my favorite song to teach chord changing is Deep in the Heart of Texas, because it always changes on the word Texas. So you don't have to really pay much attention to when do I change, when do I change. You would start on the C chord and then it goes, the stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of, then you would switch to the G7. Texas, and you stay on it until the word Texas. The prairie sky is wide and high, deep in the heart of, switch back, Texas. The sage in bloom is like perfume, deep in the heart of Texas. Reminds me of the one I love, deep in the heart of Texas. Pretty easy, huh? See, I probably know one more verse. The coyotes bawl and bawl and bawl, bawl deep in the heart of Texas. Da, 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 da. I can't remember the words. Deep in the heart of Texas. Yeah, and so this would be a song in the key of C, because we started and ended on a C chord. Whatever chord you start and end on is the key, and it's the 1 chord. So using that same pattern, and that we can play 3 other songs. Blow the Man Down, which is a sea shanty. Chanty, how do you say that? Here it comes. Blow the man down, and won't you join in the chorus with me? Give me some time to hear us blow the man down. Let's do it again. one, La Cucaracha. And you can see we don't, even though I had 3 1s and a 5, I think we doubled that. We did 6 1s and 2 5s, but it's the same basic idea.
I'll tell you when it's coming. If I don't space out.
Doesn't want to travel far. I'm going to change on far.
Yes, he hasn't. Because he hasn't. Man, I don't want to put your smoke.
And far and smoke. Okay, ready, go. La cucaracha, la cucaracha doesn't want to
Here we go.
travel far because she hasn't never wanna focus on.
Here we go.
Real words. Doesn't want to
Here we go.
travel far. G7. She doesn't, hasn't, never wanna focus on. Cha cha cha.
I didn't get this thing in.
And then the other one, I only know a couple of the words, but it's a popular country song. Achy Breaky Heart. Isn't that Miley Cyrus's dad?
Yes,
Is
isn't that
one?
what's his name, Cyrus?
Billy Ray, probably.
Billy
Ray Cyrus, maybe?
I don't know it.
Now he's her daughter.
Anyway, the melody is gonna da 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 switch.
Oh, right.
Switch.
Example of a non-kid song that uses the same progression. Chord progression cannot be copyrighted. Anybody can use it. So when songs sound the same, that's usually the reason they have the same chord progression.
The technical term is ghost song. In the industry, lawyers use the term ghost song, which means it's a chord progression. It cannot be copyrighted.
The melody can be.
The melody and the rhythm. The melody. Good example is Rock of Ages, clap for me, let me hide myself in thee. Ever hear that old hymn? Yeah. Okay. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose.
Exact same notes in the
Notes,
same order.
word, note for note. Gene Autry's favorite song was Rock of Ages. They asked him to write a song about some reindeer they wanted to invent called Rudolph to sell more things, so Macy's and Gimbels paid him money to write that song. He took the song that he loved most and then just wrote the words to it.
Just saying them at a different rhythm.
That song, in the first 10 years it was out, it made more money than any other song ever in history. And still, to this day, every Christmas
At
time,
least $1 million
draws
a year.
in the money for the...
I gotta write a hit Christmas.
For that.
Yeah, right.
One song has supported the entire family ad infinitum forever. So.
Yeah, I remember when I was looking up careers in this book when I was getting out of high school, and songwriter was in there, and the income range was $0 to $1 million a year.
$0 to $1 million a year, yeah. The books are between 0 and $1
So at
million.
least it's got a nice big number at the other end, but I think most songwriters are closer to 0.
Average. Who do you know?
So underneath that top row, we have another chord progression, which same chords, different order. 1 1 5 1, and then that's repeated 1 1 5 1. So with that pattern, you can play Mary Had a Little Lamb, and if we wanted to, we could do a duet where one person plays the melody and the others play the chords. So let's try this whole pattern first, all these songs, and then we'll try that real quick. Okay, so you're going to start on C. This one actually is 2 1 chords, 1 5 chords. So it's like Mary had a little lamb, switch, little lamb, switch back. Mary had a little lamb, time, one more verse. Start with C. Everywhere that Mary went, switch. Back to C. Mary went, start over. Everywhere that Mary went, the Lord sure to go. Yeah. And then that's also London Bridges, so we'll sing that one now. And just see if you can guess when it's going to change, because do you have a name for that?
Yes, I call it a precognitive ear. It's like you're walking towards the corner and you get this feeling that somebody's about to come around the corner, and not only do they come around the corner, but it has to be someone you haven't seen in 10 years that you were thinking of an hour ago. That's precognitive ear. So you have to kind of listen and then guess ahead when the melody is going to change that you think the chord comes in. If you keep guessing, even if you're wrong, eventually you'll get it, and you'll be able to just know when the chord is changing, and then eventually wherever it goes, you'll be able to know where it comes. But it starts by guessing, saying, oh, it feels like it's going to change here.
Okay. London Bridge. Ready? Come see. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Great. And Buffalo Gals. Let's keep going. Start on C. Buffalo Gals, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight. Come out tonight. Buffalo Gals, won't you come out tonight and dance by the light of the moon? And Itsy Bitsy Spider, the itsy bitsy spider went up a water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
I got it.
Down came the sun and
She
dried
said,
up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again.
doesn't Three Blind Mice do that? No, it's 1-5-1-1.
Three blind mice, yeah, changes much
1-5-1-1,
quicker.
and they don't play the last one.
Blind mice, three blind mice, back and forth. Use 1-5-1, 1-5-1, 1-5-1, 1-5-1. Might as well try it.
Let's give it a try. Because that's switching about as fast as you ever need to switch.
Yeah. Ready, go.
Three blind mice,
Change
rest.
on every word.
Three blind mice, rest. See how they run. Well, see how they run. Well, they all ran after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tail with an army knife. You never see such a sight in your life as three blind
Mice.
Three visually challenged rodents. Three, how they perambulate. They all ran after the farmer's significant other. They're bosses with a culinary instrument. When we were in college, we thought every $25 word in the world to make up to do all those poems that Mother Goose did.
All right. And so we accomplished all that.
What about brothers and sisters?
He's got the whole world.
He's got the whole world in his hand, because that changes on the world.
That's this pattern 1-1-5-1. Except those stretched out over time.
The whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world, and then it's hand. So it's on whole, and hands. Whole
See.
world in his hands. He's got
She
the
said
whole world.
Back to C.
In his hands, he's got the whole world. In his hands, he's got the whole world. Back to hand. He's got my brothers and my sisters. In his hands, he's got my brothers and my sisters. In his hands. got my brothers and my sisters. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got everybody here. In his hands, he's got everybody here. In his hands, he's got everybody here. In his hands, he's got the whole world in his hands. Yeah, again, so that just changes on a key word. And every time you hear the key word, just go to the chord. It's nice having 2-chord songs because if you're playing a chord, you only have one other choice.
And if it sounds wrong, just go back to the
Go back. Go back. Let's go back.
So, we'll try some more 2-chord songs next time. I guess we have to learn a new chord though if we want to do any more songs on the DVD. The problem with all the 1-chord songs we've been doing, like we have funk songs, and they're not usually acoustic guitar songs. You don't get to do that much strumming. So stuff like folk songs and around the campfire songs, there's more strumming, which strumming is fun, I think. But have I taught you the E minor chord?
We started it last week.
We did the E chord.
Yeah, the E chord was all
We did the
three.
A chord, which is the same
And
as
the
the
E minor
A
is the
minor
same chord
and E.
minus
I think you showed him that there's no G7.
A minor and E were the
No,
same.
there isn't, but I have.
Just noticing on the others, it doesn't have it.
Let me give you the piece of paper with that on it.
This little tiny thing goes so
This
high.
is the same 3 chords 3 times as a 1-finger, 2-finger, or 3-finger.
Ah,
C, G, and G7.
and this is where you start the strum from. What's the line?
That's the dot on the 3rd fret.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I think that was.
Right. So the 1-finger chord, you have this one.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
You don't play those 3 strings, you only play these 3. And a 2-finger chord, you can play 4 strings. And 3 fingers, you can play all the strings. So, that was for your G7 chord.
Yeah, we did the E minor. I think we did 4 E minors and then 4 Gs last week.
Good, because there's a song I want to do on here, the Songbird song. And it is a good strumming song. And it plays 8 of each chord. It plays 8 G chords and then 8 minors. So for this song, we want to use the G, not the G7. That would be the 3rd fret. If you play the 1-finger G, you can play 4 strings. Or you can play the whole G and play all 6. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we would go to E minor, which is these 2 middle fingers here on the 2nd fret.
So, just those 2 guys. And
That's it.
Okay,
And
can you
it
do
would
with those
be
fingers?
the 2nd string and the 3rd string down.
Well, it's easy to go between E major and E minor to keep them in your memory. At least I do for me.
Yeah, you can use those fingers. Yeah, and some people do it like that, this, and sometimes like this.
Oh, right.
Because if you want to
Yeah, 'cause that
play
was
other things up here,
these 2, but
or
it's better
sometimes
to
you
get
have
the
to
finger handy.
keyboard.
It's also easy to get back to G.
So you can, any 2 fingers would feel comfortable for you, but once you get used to one
Your ring finger
pattern,
has
you
to
should
jump
stick
down.
with it. It's hard to just, same on the A chord. A lot of people
E
play
minor, you
the
can
A
play all
chord straight
6
across like
strings.
that. So I play it like this, so I can have this free to play.
Yeah, and if you can't get all your fingers there, get these 2 there. And it'll sound pretty close.
Those would like to be smaller. I got wide fingers. And as you can see, just 1 finger is as wide as 2 strings. Not good to play. I usually play fast, wider.
Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch to G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch back. Minor. takes a
make it-
minute to start, so.
You can make it sound a little bit more Twin Peakish. If on the 8th beat, as you're moving your fingers, you just strum the notes. You're playing that, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7.
You have to set the tree first.
Oh yeah, the tree. I remember. This one takes.
This is called, what is it called? Oh my God, it's by Oasis. Songbird. 3, on G, 5, 6, 7.
Move.
6, 7, 8, G.
Hey, rock out.
Yeah, I think everybody did really well on that.
Down,
It
down,
seemed like you all
down,
could
down,
feel
down,
it was
down,
gonna change even
down,
without
down, down,
having to
down,
count how much you had been
down.
doing. So that's what you want to try to do when you're listening to songs, is guess when they're going to change chords. Because then when you want to figure out the song, you'll have a clue.
And if it's a 2-chord song, no matter what 2 chords, you know, if you're on one of them, the other one is going to come up, so just get ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the next, we have a couple of chords that we haven't learned yet. The A major chord and the many, many varieties of the D chord.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know if you notice on that chord sheet, but there's a D, a D7, a D6, a D minor 7, and a D9. So that's probably more than any other chord. But I think, as an example of the difference between major and minor, let me just, we were playing E minor just now. But if I add this finger, I get E major.
So that's
So
one
we're
note.
just changing one note
Right.
inside the chord to change from major to minor. In this case, we have minor and we add a finger to make it major. The A chord is the opposite.
This is what we were playing, and then this goes here.
Yeah, that changes it from E minor to E major. And it's almost like if you go between them, this is like cloudy, and when you hit that major chord, it's like the sun coming up. is the same shape as A minor on the next 3 strings. And now just listen, here's a A minor chord. In this case, the finger that I'm going to change is my index finger by moving it up. So that's going to be a major. A minor. And I'm playing 3 in a row, or 3 fingers in the 2nd fret on strings 2, 3, and 4. And which 3 fingers? It could be any 3 fingers. Normally, I think I would put my index on top and squish my others underneath it. I've also, some people play it with
Some
one
people,
finger
do
slanting over the
2
guitar.
strings with one
It's a
finger and 1
socket,
string
but
with
it
the other.
works.
It's like,
Are they actually 2 finger A major?
Yeah, I can.
And on an
I can
electric
make
guitar, you
this
could do it
finger
with-
hit 2 strings and
you
then
can-
just use a.
you can bend your finger like that on an electric guitar, and you can do that all the way across.
This bends right here, so I can hold 2 strings down and just put 1 finger. Depends on the size of your hand. You know, if you have small fingers, you can fit all 3. But a lot of guys like Natch have a hard time fitting 3 of his fingers in
Well, I
that
learned how to do
position. That sounds right.
7.
So that, yeah, you want to get all 3 of them in 1 fret. Try putting this one
Okay,
on
one
top.
string at a time. Can you hear what okay.
This one on
Yeah.
the G, the D
There you
string,
go.
and squish the other 2 on
There
there.
you go. Just do those 3 in a row.
Just get the tone really good. That's the
You
one.
can
That's
see
the
mine
thing
aren't
because-
Yeah.
straight on the bar, they're slanted, but get them as, you know,
So-
as long as they're in that fret somewhere, it should work.
So you're doing your E minor like this, you just move that 2 over like that and drop that 1 finger then.
Oh, yeah.
So here's your E minor. So now just move them over, drop that finger. E minor.
And that's a good point, if you're coming from an E minor chord, you just slide those fingers down. So, that's a song.
E major to A minor. What chords are you going from? What are you doing?
E minor to A, you
We're
just
doing E
move
minor to A,
these fingers
right.
straight down. That's pretty easy. The more chords you learn, the more possible combinations you're going to get to go back and forth from. And so even if you don't know if 2 chords go together, just try it out, and then all of a sudden you'll start hearing songs you recognize. The first song that we have with the only song we have on the CD with the A chord is Electric Avenue, and it's just the A chord straight through, no changing. So let's try that one right now.
I like that song.
And if you want to play a bass note, it would be
Just this
your
note.
A string. I don't think there's any riffs in this song. It's a song that counts to 4. Kind of here it comes. I think next week we're gonna do most of the D chords, but we should learn the D chord itself today, and then you can practice changing between that chord
And the others.
especially D to G and D to A, the chord we just learned. If we can go, I believe if we can do D and A, we can play Get Back before the end of the class. Here's my song list.
Triangle.
Yeah, there's several songs that have either G and D or G and A. I mean, D and A. So I'm going to draw that chord on the board, but or let's see if you can read your chord sheet. So when I'm talking about the D chord, I'm not talking about the plain letter D.
Okay, except you got a GP and a GP and arrow.
Yeah, and you notice we have.
Instead of that way, it should be these two guys.
Oh yeah, you're playing D7. That's this one. You want to try. That's the triangle pointing towards the left. You want the triangle pointing the other way.
Down.
So you have to rearrange your fingers
So
to do
these two
that.
fingers can straddle
That's
like
it.
that, and then this finger can come over here right in between them.
And then
Yeah, got it.
what would your bass note be
So
for a
now,
D chord?
take that finger and bring it really close to that fret. Now when you straddle over, you got plenty of room. This finger can go right
It's
there.
the name of the chord as a single note. So for a D chord, the bass note would be
Yeah,
D.
that's it.
So the
Yeah, the further up you can
And,
get it.
so if you were going to do that boom
You're
pop
basically
thing where you
straddling
play a bass
across
note
two
and then strum
strings.
the chord, that you
Yeah.
strum whatever note is the name of the chord.
And then this finger, I'm just trying to reach over and grab that string that's going down the center.
D is the root, and if I go down to the A string, that's the alternate bass. 1, 5, 1. And most of the chords on the guitar, you can do this. Just go to the
Just remember
previous
the two
string,
fingers are
hit
straddled.
the next string to hit an
Take your first
alternate
finger,
bass.
put on the third string, and the second finger on the first string. Now this one tries to go right in between.
Kind of more of a country western
That's
style.
the
to
hard
do
part.
bass, but it
You
sounds
could do it
really
just
nice
like
on
that.
folk songs.
That's called a D6. That's it. Got it. The secret is to get this finger here as close to that fret as you can. Because then you'll have room to
And you
reach
can
over.
go down to the A string or
So
you
if
can go
that's
up to
close,
the
this finger can
next
be way back
string.
here, it won't matter, and that finger can be anywhere along here.
It's actually the same note.
See, the closer that is to the fret.
One's high, one's low.
Yeah, always make sure that that's on that side. That finger has to be on that string, but on that side. There you go. It's actually this fret that's being held down. That's it.
Yeah, we'll save the other ones for next
That's
week
why you
because the
want
other
that one
three
close to
are
that fret,
very,
so you can get it.
are more
That's
similar to
right
D7.
there.
And if you have your
And now
hands in D7, you can get all three of those other ones.
So these two fingers are on the second fret, and that's on the third fret. Second, third. It's awkward, but some schools start with that one because that one has the most variety of chords. Anything on the guitar for a beginner, and you get your fingers in that granny thing. It's easier to relax later.
And maybe you've heard on certain albums they use this D chord as a sliding chord if they only play on the top 4 strings.
Yeah, and sometimes people will use that shape but only use 2 of the notes.
Any chord that you're playing all something on each, you're fretting something on each string can be slid. So like we couldn't really do it with the G chord because we're only playing one finger in there.
Right, right. But,
And even though A minor doesn't use this string, if I don't play that one, I can slide that too.
so, but you don't put a
really tried doing sliding that chord, but. So let's quickly try changing, playing this D chord and going to a G chord and back, like A of each.
So you'd just be moving your ring finger over.
Yeah, so you've got your G, D, and then you can slide your ring finger down. So it just has to go over to the E string.
Oh, yeah, that's there.
How many?
A of each.
It goes in and move that over, and then you want to go back.
And then we'll go back
G,
to
just
G.
go like this. Just move this finger over and just raise these up.
5, 6,
Bring that
7,
down and move that.
8, back to D.
So this finger's going to be doing this.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Now let these float up here so they can come down right away. Instead of G, G.
I love the D chord, it has a
Here
very
comes
sweet sound. And that's because of how they stacked the chord notes. So they put the sweetest note of the chord on top. And if you listen to you're using that shape of the chord on that song. Because it just sounds so innocent.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright.
Okay. Now one more we're going to try going from A to D. So we're going to start with A. That's 1, 2, 3 in the middle. And then this whole bit slides down and add that
Just
finger
pulls
to the
back and
D.
these just move over.
You have your A, your 3 fingers, and then you slide down to those 2. That's kind of a trickier one.
But the finger that's here for your D just pulls up. And the other fingers move over. So you don't ever have to move that finger off of that string ever.
Yeah.
There's your A.
A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, D. It is 8 o'clock.
So now move that finger up and this address anytime, even on your cell phone, okay, this video will be there. And all of them except last week's. Last week's we had a major crash and I'm working on it. It made 45 separate pieces. It divided the 1 hour into 45 2.5-minute pieces. So I'm piecing it all back together. Fortunately, I have all of the sticks. So as soon as I put the toothpick back together, I'm on a log cabin again. And then I'll mount that back on. So this one's going straight to Ustream and it's going to be fabulous. So the first class is there, the second class is there, and the third one's scrambled right now. This is the fourth class. So they're all there and you can go reviewing, and you can go to, you don't have to watch the whole thing. So you can just slide to some part and then stop it and loop over. So we use it as a tool to help you remind you what was going on. And especially anything that has to do with a chord motion. You want to find out what one finger doesn't move or what one finger is in common with the other chord, or which set of fingers. Sometimes I find that I'm twisting 2 fingers or the position of 2 fingers, or something is in the front one time and then it's in the back the next, and it's in the front or it's in the back, it's in the front. So either something's up front or behind. So if you could just do that with your hand, put one finger behind the other occasionally, that's what's happening. And so just learning to do that. So when I go from one chord, I go, oh, I have to twist this into that. This back here gets twisted into that. So I see these 2 guys aren't doing anything. It's this guy that's doing all the moving. So you try to find out what's not moving, what is moving, or how far. You look for the closest thing, and always pick one finger as your target finger to get to the next chord. Move that finger first, and the other fingers will follow. Like when I'm in G, you have to actually flip your hand completely the other way. So when I'm in G like this, to get that finger over there, I just think all these other fingers are going to be behind that. So all I do is think of that finger going from there to there. So if I'm here, I've got the G. Put that finger there, and these other guys just fall behind. Move that back over there. Get that over there. So if that finger goes first, the other fingers fall onto that. Put that one there. So there's one finger that's always the key finger between any 2 chords. Instead of thinking of all your fingers, think of getting that one in the right place. So for your D chord, you know that you got to get this middle finger as close to that fret as possible. Then this finger can reach on this side of the fret now and go there. You can keep your fingers as close as you want. That one's right next to the fret. This one's always going to be past it, and that one will be behind it. You always get a good D. Until you can relax your hand and open it up. Let me turn my whiz-bang off. So now let me show you, Danny, how difficult it is to stop everything.